And the final score, and I believe it didn't matter, Gwen, congratulations. You are the head of household headed to the final four.
It's official. Final five. I've made it. Top five in my first ever org. This feels really good. And I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but with Gwen as HOH, I think I've made it to top four, but don't tell anyone. I think this top five is about as perfect a top five as I could have imagined on day 0. Literally before we even got to day 1, I knew the 5 people that I wanted to be in Final 5, and I didn't get there exactly, but I got pretty close. I would have picked Dan and Gwen. We'd already talked to each other and already built something. We didn't officially form RBG until game 1, but I knew by the end of day 0, those were my people on each bus. And I wanted to be there with 2 green bus people. I wanted to be there with K-Pow and Anthony. We had a really, really great connection. And if I couldn't have that 5, my next in line was Mark. I've never been in any real alliance with Mark all game. But I don't think Mark has been in a lot of powerful alliances. I think he's been on the outside of everything, and I feel kind of bad for him. I have consistently fought to keep Mark in this game because I thought if it came down to it down the wire, he and I have met through Sequester before, not in real life, but we know each other through Sequester. There is a huge level of mutual respect and honesty there, and certainly I couldn't tell Mark everything that was going on in this game. That would be ludicrous for my game, but I also didn't really lie to Mark very often. I would withhold the truth, but I was pretty open and honest with him when I could be. So for the final 5 that I wanted for there to be, I wish K-Pow was here, but in place of K-Pow, it's Mark. It's as good as it can get for me, I think. I believe Dan would take me to the end. I do. I believe Gwen would take me to the end. I do. I believe Anthony would take me to the end. I believe Mark would take me to the end. Maybe I'm proven wrong by that, but I will say this. I absolutely have higher taking to the end, percentages than anyone else left in this game. Not even close. Everyone else wants Dan out outside of me and Gwen. Mark could maybe take Gwen over me, but I don't think he would. I think our previous relationship and the level of trust that I've shown him this game, I think he would take me. So this feels really good to be a Final 5, and I am not stopping yet. I want this win. I want to be in the best alliance in BBH history, and I want to win. That's what I want.
Hello, welcome to my confessional. So, Anthony, thank you for winning that. Oh, Anthony. Do you know how much I lied to you this last round? No, the jury's not gonna respect you taking out goats. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god. I can't believe we did that. To have 3 people in our group out of 6 people, someone not in our group went HOH, and to end the week by having 2 people on the block who are not in our 3, that's you can't write this stuff. It's too good. He thinks I hate Dan and want to take him out. Oh my god. And then me telling him, well, if you can't take out Dan, the best move would be to take out a goat, because that's what the jury's gonna respect. I've played a lot of these games. The jury's gonna respect, they're gonna respect you taking out a big player like Dan, but if you can't do that, then taking out a goat rather than a middle person is gonna something that they're gonna respect a lot more. No, that was complete bullshit. And then indirectly telling him not to put me up by saying you can't put someone like a Justin up, because he's gonna be pissed at you, and then you're gonna have whoever's left in this game is gonna be pissed at you, because I know I would be pissed at you. He has no idea that I know that Justin is his number 1. It's so freaking obvious. Because that's the only name he didn't throw out for putting on the block. And then I'm just watching these people do. Sorry. My ADD brain. And then when I called with Anthony about initial noms, I was like, oh my gosh, I am so glad that you called me and talked to me about this first. That means a lot to me. When I knew fully well that he talked to Justin first. Hello. I'm in awe of what this alliance has been able to do. Next up, we're at the final 5. I am safe this week, so setting myself up. I do think that Macy was right in terms of the only person that could probably beat me is going to be Justin. So, I'll figure out how to take him out. But I think I just gotta turn on these comps moving forward. So, anyway, that's about it for now. Bye.
So final 5. Literally, it's the Paul Rudd meme. Like, how did we get here? My game is based off of a few different elements. First, I have never played Big Brother, never really watched Big Brother. I'm figuring it out as I went along. I had the benefit of being able to play dumb. Some of that playing dumb was strongly based in reality, but that was super helpful in just being able to tuck myself under the wings of some aspiring, plucky players like Lee and like Justin, who wanted to really get ahead in the game, and I was happy to kind of be their person to go to. Based on loyalty, I always told people where they stood with me, if I wanted to play with them, if I just didn't feel like it was working. By forming the notorious RBG so early, we were able to prove trust to each other, and it's carried us all the way through here. I haven't told many lies. I really base everything in reality, so at a point now where it's at the end of the road, I can count on people knowing that they can trust me, and if I lie, people probably don't know. The jury is stacked with people who want to support me. I have at least 3 people who have publicly stated that if I'm at the end, that they will vote for me. I've won tons of comps. I have mapped out when I wanted to win, when I knew I needed to win, and I've done just that. There's still more work to be done. I need to win veto at Final 5 just to lock in that I'm not going on the block. I need to win the Final 4 head of household so that I can ensure that I make the Final 3. And then I need to win the Final 3. Easier said than done, but we gotta keep chipping. That's what we're gonna keep doing. Bye.
All right, so here I am. I'm in the final 5. This is insane to me to be here. I did not think I was going to make it much into jury, but it's very weird how most of my alliances have either dissolved or disappeared or turned against me or made bad moves and they're not here anymore. But I'm still here against all odds. Still shook to find out that I was not part of a Final 6 deal that started 2 weeks ago. But that's okay. I've been having such a fun time in this game. If I could get past 4, I think I can win the game. We have to make sure Dana's gone either today or tomorrow. I think I can beat everyone else. Just because of the given circumstances. But I'm so honored and so happy to be here. Like, honestly, like this was going to be my last org ever. That's a very real thing. I had such a bad experience doing orgs during quarantine where people have been very sometimes mean, and also like there's been some emotional issues that I've been dealing with during all this. And I'm thankful for Josh and the whole team for letting me have such a good time in this game.
Now moving on to this week, Gwen wins HOH, and it is the perfect scenario. We have Wheel of Fortune. There are 4 rounds. Gwen wins the 2 bigger money rounds. I win the other 2 rounds. I didn't try to go for a lot of money there because I didn't want to win this comp. If Gwen was going to win, I wanted to throw to her so that I still have 2 chances to earn safety in Final 4, both HOH and veto comp, because that's what Final 4 comes down to. Whoever we take, at this point I think we hope it's Mark. He's probably less of a comp threat. Whoever we take, we need to be able to beat in 2 comps, HOH and veto. As a team, as a unit, me, Dan, and Gwen need to beat that person in 2 comps. If we can do that, our final 3 will go to final 3. Dan and I briefly talked tonight after Gwen won, being like, do you think there's a chance she would consider a flip and putting up Dan and Justin? I just don't think so. Gwen routinely tells us that she's an experienced orger. Well, that's not what she tells us. We know she's an experienced orger. She does a lot of these games. She's good at them, obviously. It's one of the reasons we wanted to work with her, because me and Dan are both rookies at this. Gwen routinely tells us this is the best alliance that she has ever been a part of. Number 1, most dominant alliance in any org that she has ever been a part of. She's not going to want to break that up. She cares about the legacy of it. She cares about what we've done. I think it matters to her. And I think it matters to all of us. And with her win, we are locked in to being final 3, and I am set up in the best possible position, again, of anyone in the game. I might not get the jury votes because I'm playing a little more behind the scenes and pulling some strings while Dan's out in front more, and now Gwen's getting to be out in front more, but that is by design. I think that's the way to go in this game. I think that's the smart move. It's the move I'm making.
All right. I've bandaged my wounds. I've soaked up in my tears and bathed in my tears last night, and I'm moving on. I've come to terms with the fact that Macy going doesn't look the greatest, but in my mind, she was causing the most problems for me because of that vote thing. When I say that vote thing, I mean the vote that she casted, the hinky vote, for what I think was Blake instead of Mark's safety. And from talking to the others, it sounded like she was trying to pin it on me. Specifically Dan telling me that when his back was against the wall. So, whatever. You're not with me, you're against me, you're causing problems. As terrible as that looks on a resume, she had to get out of my way to not cause problems. So she's gone. Whatever. Moving on. So here's the deal. Hopefully, if I survive this round, the decisions that I made were not for nothing. There's a reason I did some of the things that I did, and not putting up Gwen, who is now the HOH. Gwen, Justin and I have a final 3 now because Dan's supposed to be on the outs. We'll see what that looks like. Hopefully, she'll come to her senses and at a minimum put up Dan and Mark. If it is Dan and Mark, and if I get any inkling that Justin will not vote out Dan because it's our 2 votes, then, and I win the POV, I will not think twice about putting Justin on the block to almost hijack the move here and say, here we are, the 2 strongest players in the game. It's not my HOH, but I'm responsible for this because I got to redeem myself. I have to strategically do things to make my case, to further my game and win the thing. And I'm not in that position right now. There's still time, but I'm not in that position. If she wanted to go for a home run, she probably could put up Dan and Justin, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. I think she's still tight with Justin, so we'll see. Apparently they were wavering on if they were going to vote Macy out or Mark out. It was better for Justin to vote Macy out and myself. But hey, if I survive this week, the decisions that I made, the somewhat poor decisions that I made, will buy me additional time in this game to make better decisions in the near future. So, I got to win this POV to not only save myself, but be able to be in a position to make a move. And I got to win the final 4, going into final 3, HOH. So I'm going to try to study, even though I have a busy work day today. I'm going to try to sharpen my mind and do logic puzzles and regular things of that nature. And then we'll see how it goes from there. But A lot of work to do in a little bit of time, but I think it will be able to be done. And I'm definitely a big underdog here. So let's write the end of the story, shall we?
And Gwen wins HOH, which is awesome. Like, she has not had an HOH. This is like perfect timing. It's just a matter of like, oh, is she gonna hold true, or is this where she's gonna get fancy? She lets us know, Justin and I, that she's gonna put up Mark and Anthony, and she somehow convinced them both that this is a viable option. Is wild. It's absolutely wild that this is all just falling into place. How? Why? Why is no one taking me out? I mean, I get loyalty and all that stuff, but like, I would have taken me out at this point. Whatever. We're good.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the nomination ceremony. As head of household, it is my duty to nominate 2 people for eviction. Also, I apologize if I yawn in the middle of this video. I just woke up. After talking to people, you know, there's only so many options at this point in the game. So many people that can go up on the block. So with that being said, these nominations are strategic, and these initial nominations are not necessarily who I would like to see go home this round. So my nominations are Mark and Anthony. Good luck and veto. This nomination ceremony is adjourned.
Winning today's Power Veto with a time of 1 minute and 35 seconds. Dan, you have won the Power of Veto.
So Dan wins another veto. He's going to keep Mark and Anthony on the block. I'm actually okay with Dan winning another veto. I think he's only just painting his target bigger. I think he's increasing the chances that Gwen would take me to Final 2. And I'm still not all that scared of sitting next to Dan in Final 2. He might beat me, especially if people are impressed by his comps, but I have played this game more socially and strategically than Dan, and he's played an amazing social strategic game, but he has had to rely on comps more than I have. If you're a jury member that is going to really value comp wins, then yeah, maybe Dan gets it over me. But if you're a jury member who's going to value the Dr. Will style game, where I'm putting myself to be in the best ultimate position at all times, I don't think there's any question that I played a better game there than Dan, just by who I'm bringing to the end in Final 5, how I set up Smiley to be in my benefit more than Dan's, getting rid of Macy by convincing Gwen through rounds and rounds of work that Mark is on her side more than anyone else in this game. That was purposeful. I did that to set up my end game to be as well positioned as possible. And Dan is the bright, shiny object that everyone else in the game wants gone, except for me and Gwen, and that's not what I want it to be. So I think I deserve some props for that in the jury's eyes if I can get there. I'm not that great at comp, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to comp my way to the end anyways. My game plan, I'm going to go hard for them, but my game plan is probably going to be having to rely on the people in this game wanting to take me for various different reasons, and I think that right now I've set that up pretty well, and then again I could be shocked, but I think I'm set up pretty well there. So also of note, with Dan winning the veto, it's going to lock in the nominations of Mark and Anthony. I will be evicting Anthony because I don't really have a choice. Dan's going to vote to evict Anthony. Gwen would break the tie. I promised Gwen I wouldn't make her break the tie, so I am going to evict Anthony. He was a really good ally for me. Anthony was super important for me in this game, and I was super important for him. I would have been okay if he made it a little bit further, but I'm also okay if Mark makes it a little bit further. And my hands are tied here, and I'm fine with that. That's why I set up both of them to be essentially ride or dies with me, Anthony and Mark. Gwen and I just had a phone call with Anthony, and I think it went pretty well. He's frustrated that he's not going to stay, but he's a really classy guy. He gets it. It's a game. He gets it.
What's up, you guys? This is the veto ceremony. Mark and Anthony are on the block, and while I know we have all worked incredibly hard to make it this far in this game, and that there are no easy decisions. It's best for me to not use the veto and keep the nominations the same. That being said, both good luck to both nominees with tonight's eviction. Thus concludes tonight's ceremony.
All right. PSA. No, I won't have time to really talk to y'all later because I am supposed to leave for my game in 30 minutes for my son's game. Had an awesome time playing with you all. This is my first anything like this, org, whatever. I was just a big fan of Big Brother. I actually got kind of involved with this because some of my nephews had played in like the first season and like I guess the fourth season. One of them was runner-up. My sister-in-law won season 6 and was on All Stars, and Sarah Flanagan. And they were pushing me to do this, and definitely did not. I've probably ignored the request to try to do this forever, and I chose to pick the busiest time in my life to do it, next to probably next March when we have another kid. But I wouldn't have traded it for the world. Now, I would trade my HOH because my head was telling me one thing and my heart was telling me another thing. But with that being said, you all are amazing people. The people that are still in the house, the people that aren't in the house. I'm sure there's some people that might have not enjoyed being with me or thought I was boring or something. But every single one of you made this a memorable moment, and I can't imagine what this experience would be like doing this again. But yeah, I really wish everyone the best of luck. I think you all have a great chance of telling a story at the end and making a compelling argument. I really don't know what to say. I appreciate Justin and Gwen calling me and letting me know the circumstances of my pending eviction. But I did just want to take this opportunity to tell everyone thank you. And Josh and all the production, Mitchell, Gray, Alex, Abby, I'm sure there's somebody I might have missed, but like just everybody, this felt top notch to me. This felt great. This was such a cool experience. I don't get to participate in competitive things like this in my elder years. So the rush of excitement that this does bring is very exciting, and it was just fun. I really am upset with how lame my HOH went. At least I guess I could say I won an HOH, so that's kind of cool, but I came here to win the whole thing, so 5th place is not cool with me. But you know, people can tell you all you want, oh, it's your first thing, and you know, you did great, you made it to 5th, but like it still tastes like last place nonetheless, especially with the time that you invest in something like this. So with that being said, good luck to everyone. I think you're all great people. No hard feelings. I can't wait till some of you think I still threw that weird vote out to not save Mark. I can't wait to see that look on your face when you realize you were wrong. You know, that just makes it more fun. It really is irrelevant to this situation. But yeah, I guess I'll be able to get ready to listen to Mitchell tell me about all the things that I did wrong. Because I'm guessing, you know, we talked today and he said, oh, we'll talk after the season. Well, looks like we'll be able to talk soon. Now it's time to go get our butts whipped in flag football because we're playing one of the best teams in the league. So, yeah, this is approaching 5 minutes, and I'm speaking too long. I don't know what else to say. So, good luck, everybody.
All right, so Anthony just sent a 5-minute long video basically saying he knows he's done because Dan and Justin are voting to keep me, and so is Gwen. This is when it gets really tricky because if I am in the final four, I either have to win HOH or win POV, or I'm fucking done. Like I want to control some part of this fucking game for myself. Like that's where the fuck this comes down to. I'm working my tail off. I'm also scared that Macy may have blew up my game a little bit more than necessary yesterday. But it is what it is. I'm still in this game. I'm still fighting. And I'm still your favorite player, America. I hope.
What's up, you guys? I just figured I'd let everybody in on just one little fun fact, just something I've been working through. As it relates to the throne vote, that hanky vote to save Blake, I know I had been posturing this entire time that I was convinced that Macy was not the one who threw it and that Anthony was. I didn't actually, wasn't convinced. It's just a really good way to kind of stir up a little fight between two people. Try and just keep the blame off of me for one more round. Seems like it worked. Seems like it's going to get Anthony out here. Everybody has to go. Bye.
All right, this is a really hard decision, but I think my hands are tied here. Anthony has been a great ally of mine, but unfortunately the time has come where I need to move on. So I vote to evict Anthony.
Guys, I vote to evict Anthony. Bye.
Hey everyone, I'm at Friends. We're playing a game called Splendor. It's a really good one. You can pick it up at your local Target or board game store. I'd love to teach you sometime. It's a great one. But you guys don't care about that. You guys just want to know what the vote is. But you guys all know what's happening tonight. No one is going to be surprised by this vote. By a vote of 2-0, Anthony, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Played a